Hi everyone, this is Susie. Welcome to another episode of All That Matters to Me. Okay, this is a heavy one. Okay, when I started my podcast, I was like, I want to do something. I wanted to talk about things that matters to me, the people that I love, the people that I don't know, but it affects me, and it's things that disturb my spirit. One of the things that when you're walking with God, there are things that really you can deal with, and there's stuff that it's just on you. And today I was in church, and during the praise and worship song, one of the songs, I found myself becoming very emotional. um I know it's Pentecost Sunday, but I was thinking about some Asian kids who, a boy and a girl, who there's a travel ban that's going to be in effect, and Haiti is one of the countries. And I was praying while I was thinking about them, while I was worshiping too, and asking God, what's going to happen to the kids who are in those countries, especially Haiti, coming to America to get medical relief, medical care. And I just started weeping. And I know from there that the Holy Spirit was dealing with me. And I've been praying about this subject on immigration. And don't get me wrong, please don't come for me, because listen to what I'm saying. I'm not saying illegal immigrants. It's right to have illegal people in the country, but there's due process, right? You try to follow laws. And so there's a due process, but there are people who are being forced into the country without due process. People are being kidnapped off the street. I mean, come on, this is America. What are we doing? And so I'm a proud Jamaican. I'm an immigrant. And I'm not one of those immigrants where, you're naturalized or you have a green card and you don't care about those people over there, you know. But there goes I by the grace of God. And when we see people going through stuff, and if you're an immigrant and you're naturalized or you have a green card, you have to have some form of a compassion for people who are being dragged off the street without due process, going to these countries, being deported to these countries that they have no idea where this country is, or they've never been there before. And so there's a lot of lawlessness. And come on now, let's talk. Don't do it. I mean, we saw January 6th, 2020, when was it, 2021, where US born citizens, patriots of this great America, who stormed the Capitol, destroyed the Capitol, wanted to kill our vice president because he didn't do what they wanted him to do, right? He was being honorable and following the rule of law, and they wanted to kill him. And so the hypocrisy, it's just too much. It's too much. And you're demonizing people who are legal here, but the ones who are legal and doing crime, they get to go to prison for the time that they did, for the crime that they did, and they were pardoned by our president. And so these are people who went to the Capitol with the intention of causing chaos. And on the other hand, there are people who are illegal, law-abiding, family people. Even a pastor I saw, I guess he's from Guatemala, who they went and got him. And I was told not to talk about this, but it's freedom of speech. And at this point, where they have a green card, they have a naturalized, nobody's not safe. No one is safe. But by the grace of God, no one is safe at this point, because there are people who are legal and people who went in to do an interview to become a citizen, and they're being deported. And the spirit of fear that's operating and the chaos and stuff is not what God intends for us to live a life of fear. And the only person we should fear really is God. Fear God and His right. Is this lawlessness, hypocrisy, and I find troubling are immigrants whose parents came here from whichever country and they were naturalized and they have the kids who were US citizens, but they tend to forget where they come from. You know, make that make sense. Make it make sense that you're from a foreign country. Your parents and grandparents are from a foreign country. You came to America. They came to America. You were born here. And you can stay into that mindset of we don't care about us over there. You know, knowing that over here, my parents or grandparents came over and I got this opportunity. But you know, instead of putting something in place for say, okay, there's a due process and let people who are illegal, not criminal, I'm not criminals. I'm not saying if you're a criminal. Wanting what's going on has taught me. You know, I came to America and I have a family, grandchildren, all that. But I've never thought about, and I'm sure I'm not the only Jamaican who are immigrants who feels this way at this present moment, where I personally didn't have any plans like to retire back in Jamaica, you know, because I have my family here, I work here, and I build a life here. But what's going on now, for me, it's a wake-up call. Like, what provision did you make back home? You know, God forbid something happens. I never did. So now I'm at this point in my life where I'm thinking, what if? What do I do? And so I have a lot to say, but I'm going to say one thing to the people who are being deported and the families. You know, I see it on the internet all the time, and it just grieved my spirit. It grieved my spirit. People talking about what they're coming back here for, when they're being deported, what they come back here for, and blah blah blah. These are the same people who would call their loved ones, and loved ones take care of them. And there's some people that left their country and never look back, and that's a consequence you have to deal with. And so we have to be mindful, and we have to keep our eyes on God, not on what's going on, not on mankind, because they have no power over us. And the spirit of fear, I can't operate in fear, because fear and faith, they don't go hand in hand. And so when you start to fear, where's your faith? Where's your faith? You have to stand on your faith. And I've been praying about it, the situation. I've been praying for the kids in Haiti who are sick and maybe unable to come to the country to get medical care. That's what matters to me, people. And it's very sad. And I just pray and ask God to touch them, heal them, because being sick and won't be able to come to the country, you know, it's sad. And you know what bothered me? Sorry, I just went whenever I'm passionate about something, I would go straight into my Jamaican accent. You know what bothered me? People who really don't care about if, say, there's a travel ban, and we say we're people of God, and some of us, but there's an expectation. We have to care about people, you know, and yeah, we have to care about people. And so we see in California, they're having the National Guard and all that stuff, but I don't know. People are being deported without due process, and it's troubling. And you can't feel comfortable. You're an immigrant and you have a green card or you have a, you can't feel comfortable and say, let's do those people there, they don't affect me until it comes to your doorstep. And when it comes to your doorstep and affect people that you love, law-abiding people, it, it does something to you, because you're talking about separating families while we pardon criminals, or we have in the school system, you know, the kids have drill. I mean, I remember when my son was in school, all my kids, I remember, but the last one, I'm at work and every time my phone ring, oh, they're doing a drill, don't panic. We have all the school shootings, and most of the school shootings are people that were born here. They're not illegal people. Most of them are people, and I call them homegrown terrorists. And the terrorize people, they go to the synagogues and they shoot them up, and they go to the movie theaters, and they go to schools where small kids are, and they're doing all these fire drills, and they're doing all this shooting drills, so God forbid something happens. And that's where the focus should be, how to protect us here. Never illegal people. Once again, there's some that are criminal, right? So I'm not here saying I'm a great supporter of criminals being in America. No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that the demonizing of immigrants is very troubling. Yes. It's very, very troubling. What are you demonizing us for? For what? You know, and God bless immigrants. God bless immigrants. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying everybody that come to the people coming to the border must come in the country, but there's some people who are fleeing from persecution. And when you send them back to their country, they're gonna die. And we don't care about people. We don't care about people. There's no outcry and say, no, you can't send these people back to these countries. They commit no crime. Yes, they come illegal. Once deport them, but you're sending people who came to the country and they got protective status. You send them back to the country, but they kill them. I don't understand. Make it make. I don't see nobody talking, because everybody's fearful. Nobody's talking about what's going on because people are scared. Nobody want to talk immigration, because if you touch immigration, they're gonna come get you. I don't want to water down faith. I want when people see me and I talk, they can say, yes, she's a person of God, because she loves people of God. She loves people, whether they're of God, but we're all of God. But we just choose different paths. But we're all God's children. Every one of us. Every one of us. And so it's troubling. And nobody don't want to talk about it because people are fearful. I'm not fearful, because I've been praying. I've been praying for many years, for the last several years, and crying out to God and asking God, show me the way. And in this, what's going on now, you know, and you want to please God. I don't want to please man. I want to please God. So when I go before him, he says, well done, my good and faithful servant. Yeah. I don't want to go before him and tell him, you know, there's some kids from Haiti who are sick and they're dying and they couldn't come. But hey, that's their business over there. No, I want, so I'll be praying, and I ask you guys to do the same. Pray for each other. Pray and ask God for empathy. Pray and ask God for direction. We have to be more compassionate. Yeah. Yeah. Things are happening now. And God is able. God is able. So this topic, I just wanted to say what's on my mind and a lot of people's mind, but people are scared to talk. You know, people stop going places because they're fearful. But no, God has not given us a spirit of fear, and we cannot operate on fear. Because fear will cripple you. Fear will cripple you. But you see, faith will just move. You say mountain's gonna be moving. You believe that the mountain's gonna be moving. And this we have to have the faith to believe that things are gonna change. And I'm praying for a due process for people who are here illegally, but they're going for an interview, that God will give them favor, and that they're not get deported. Because is that a trick? You have an appointment for an interview, and the family members, you'll come back out, and next you know, someone come and say, oh, you will hear from them in the next 48 hours or so because they're being detained. I mean, come on. We're better than that. We are the United States of America. We are better than that. People came here for a reason. Yeah, people came. This demonizing the immigrants. Not good. I just want to see where there's a due process and the demonizing of the immigrants. We have other stuff to talk about now. We have other stuff to take care of in this country. Not just illegal people. I mean, they say they don't act as if these people are criminal. They're all criminals, and no, and I don't like it. This one disturbed my spirit. As I said before, my podcast is all that matters to me, and this immigration thing is one of them. Because I'm an immigrant. Yeah, and a proud one too. You know, mindful, because you just never know. But through this period, God will be lifted up. You have to lift up above everything that's happening. But we have to surrender it all to Him. To Him. Surrender it all to Him. And I pray that the families that are being separated, the children, their parents gone, and all of that stuff, and the chaos and the heartbreaks, that there will be, that's my prayer. My prayer. But it's that I need to pray for there is an opportunity, a due process and opportunity where people can get legalized. You know, as I said before, they're not all criminals. No, they're not all criminals. So that's what I have to say today. I urge you guys to put it on your prayer list. Pray for others. Pray for the ones who are in a situation where it's dire and they don't know what to do, and that they'll get some favor from God, because He's all sovereign, man. He's all sovereign, and He is everything. He is the way maker. He's a promise keeper, and we have to stand on His promises and hold on to your faith. Tap into that, because it will carry you through. Yeah, it will carry you through. You have to tap into your faith in that. It's very bothering, you know. Give me that peace, because someone needs to hear it. You know, someone needs to hear it. And just keep the faith. Keep the faith, and that's it. Be kind. Have some empathy. Have empathy to the vulnerable, and stop demonize people, you know. Stop acting as if immigrants are all criminal and then coming here now, because a lot of them serve purpose that we all benefit from, right? So that's it. Peace out. God is good. God is the greatest. Thank you.